Woot. So day 1 of my Alterknit Universe Advent calendar. Let's find out what I'm getting, what colour I'm getting. These are 10-gram mini skeins made of recycled fibres. And this one is a little bit tricky to see, but it's actually a colour changing one. So it looks kind of like sort of spin cycle-y situation. Here it is. Let me give you a better shot. Et voila! Here it is. It goes from a yellow to a purple, and I'm just going to start making some socks. I'm doing these DK weight, so I'm actually combining the two ends, the purple end with the yellow end, which I was a little bit unsure of, but it turned out looking very nice. I'm doing these toe up so I can decide how long I want to make them. Welcome to day 1 of Vlogmas. It's the first day of Advent and I've just finished knitting all of my first Advent day yarn, and Holly and I are just waiting to get something from the corner shop that we ordered online. I'll see you in a little bit. So it's day 2, and this is what I've got from day 1 of my DK weight socks. I ended up starting 2 little toes because I had had enough of that. And here we go, we're going to open day 2. Quiet Holly's sleeping. Sleeping. Now I'm trying to remember finger spelling. H, O, is that L? No, that's T. That's L? L, L, I, E. Sleeping. I don't know if that's the right sign for sleeping, but everybody knows what that one means. Okay, day 2, anyway. Here we go. And what's the colour gonna be? Ooh, it's a yellowy, minty sort of colour. Look at my fascinated face. It's picking it up pretty well on the camera, actually. And here is the colour it's going to go with. Looks nice. You can see my breath, that's how cold it is on the boat. Let's warm things up, shall we? Get a nice fire going. I'm heating up some breakfast on the stove as well. I've got a mince pie and half a bacon roll. And let's turn on the Christmas tree lights. Ready, set, go! And now, time to open up day 2 of my tea advent. Let's see what it is. Oh, more finger spelling. T, E, E. Apparently I don't know how to spell tea. Oh well. It's sweet cinnamon. Chai tea. Delicious. And because it's paper, we chuck the advent paper in the fire. And this is what day 2 is knitting up like. I'm just combining it in with day 1 with some 1x1 colour work. It's time for day 2 of the Advent jigsaw. This has been a really fun thing to do. Holly got it for us. And sadly I positioned the frame of the shot so that the actual jigsaw is out of shot. So watch us slowly put the pieces out of shot. Here we go. This is what it's looking like. We've got a festive window so far. delicious. Cozy vibes.
Just going for a really lovely Christmas lunch with Holly. Hello and happy Advent day 6 of Vlogmas. But it's the first day that Holly's been away. Oh, I've got raccoon eyes. I never wear makeup, but I did yesterday because we went out for a nice lunch. Anyway, you'll have seen that already. So it's the first day that Holly's been off to work since Advent started, so got a little time to myself on the boat. There's my little gnome. I've got the Christmas tree on. I've got the fire is roaring. You can't really, can you hear it? I've got my book and I've got day 6 knitting all ready to go. I'm gonna start the heel of my Advent socks, and so I'm just gonna do a little bit of reading. I've got quite the full list of things to do today, big list, but I've got a bit of time now to sit and read and do a bit of knitting, so I'm gonna do that. See you in a bit. So it's day 7. I've yet to open my day 7 Advent, but I thought I'd just fill you in on everything that's been happening this week of Vlogmas. You saw at the beginning of the beginning of Advent we were doing our Thames walk, which is where we're trying to walk from the source of the Thames all the way to the barrier, Thames barrier, which is kind of at the end of London, and we managed to get home back to Hammersmith, which is where the boat is moored on the Thames. So we have walked from the beginning, the source of the Thames, all the way to where we live on the Thames, and we only have a bit more to go. We actually have walked a bit further. We've gone into Westminster as well, so now we don't have too much more to go. I think it's just going to be one day. So we've done that. We went out for a lovely festive lunch, and I never really told you which advents I have, so let me do that now. The first advent that I have, it is from Alterknit Universe, and it is a completely recycled advent. This is even the packaging, I think, is recycled, reused. So even when you get it in the mail, it comes in like a bag that's been reused. And I think all of the wool is like from sort of like dead stock cones, and she puts it together and has a inspiration for the colours and everything. So it's all fingering weight. Last year I made some socks, but I found that it was kind of difficult to keep up. So this year I'm doing DK socks, because I actually just kind of wanted some DK socks anyway, and I'm making them kind of randomly, so they're not matching. Originally I was just going to do one sock and then another sock and have them be totally different from one another, but it turned out that even the 10 grams and holding the 10 grams two-stranded, it still made too much, like it went too far on a sock, on one single sock, to make it like it's not really striped but it's not color blocked. It's kind of in that weird in-between space. It would be, you probably have like 3 colors for the foot and then like 3 or 4 colors for the leg, and it's kind of like, that's not really striped but it's not. Anyway, I ended up doing 2 socks at the same time, but they're different in like how much of each color each sock has. So I still have to finish day 6, which was yesterday, but I don't have much left of it, just on this foot. So I've done the heel. I made the heel really pointy. I did a fish lips kiss heel, but I only did like 3 stitches in the middle that weren't in the short rows, so it looks like an elf heel. Holly's like, it looks like an elf foot, and I was like, okay, festive. So yeah, I need to do the heel on this one. And obviously I won't get the heel done with just this, but I will start on it. So let's see what the next colour is going to be. This is still colour 5, and this happens with this calendar. It's not all the same. She does say that it's mostly natural fibres. I will say I don't think that's true. I think there's a lot of acrylic in it, but it is... I think there's a lot of natural fibres combined with the acrylics that she has in there. But yeah, it's mostly natural fibres. I think due to it being recycled, it's hard to really know, because probably a lot of the cones she uses don't have labels, I'm assuming. But like this green, I'm fairly certain is got acrylic. Yeah, a lot of the brighter colours I feel like have acrylic in them. And there's all different thicknesses. So really, I shouldn't use these to make socks because they're very variable. But I don't know why I like to do that. This one is definitely silk, I think. And aside from the colour situation, you can't see the colour very well because this light is very warm. But it's like silk, so I don't think it would work very well in socks. I kind of want to start a Sophie scarf in this one and just have like a 2-tone Sophie scarf. One with this and then one with another silky one, random one that I don't want to use. So anyway, I'm saving up day 5. But that's the yarn advent that I've been opening every day and using. I'm planning from day 8, I'm planning to start the cushion, the Stella quilt cushion. I might push it a bit later than that, depending on which colour really sparks my excitement. But I'm planning to make the Stella quilt cushion by Laura Penrose. And I got some insider info from the Crea Bea. She has the same calendar. And Rebecca told me she opened it all. And she told me, don't start the quilt cushion until after day 8. And after day 8, she was like, I think those colours will go nicely together anytime after day 8. So the more random colours are happening in my socks, which is great. So that's the one calendar that we have. I also have a tea advent. So today I have a turmeric ginger tea, which I'll have later on because it's caffeine free, so I'll have it in the evening. I love an evening tea. And then I have this advent calendar, which is just a box of tea, but each day is, as you pull it out, it's a day. Now, I have to say, I have a lot of English tea shop tea, but I have to say, it's not very good. I don't like it that much. I don't find it particularly strong in flavour. So I will give you that. This one, however, this is really nice. It's Vahdam, Vahdam, Indian tea. And the flavours are really good on that one. And then I just bought some Bird and Blend tea. But anyway, 2 tea advents, because I'm a princess. And Holly's got a hot chocolate advent, that's that one. And then together we've got a jigsaw advent, which you've been watching us do. So each day there's a box of jigsaw puzzles pieces, and you just do a tiny square of this jigsaw, and it's really fun. It takes 5 minutes, 6 minutes each evening, and we do it like after dinner or before dinner, and it's just really enjoyable because it's very easy, it's very satisfying, and it gets done, and then you're like, done. And it's a Christmassy thing. We're doing it without the picture because I think that with such a tiny amount of pieces, there's no need for that. And yeah, it's really enjoyable. I kind of want a jigsaw advent every month of the year. Like, it's such a lovely way to just like have a tiny little thing in your evening. So that's the jigsaw advent. And it comes in these cute little boxes, which I can then like reuse at the end. Like now, next year I can use this as an advent, which is really nice. And then I've got my gnome from last year. I did the Imagine Landscapes gnome along, so this is my festive gnome, and I am doing the gnome along this year as well. So I'm doing that every day as well. Actually, let's change her hat. It's week 2. Let's change her hat. And it's slightly warmer, so she can have her scarf off this week. It was like, I was very chilly when I set her up. Let's give her a white hat, I think. Ooh, she's bald. Give her the white hat. All her accessories. So yeah, I'm not sure what I'm making yet. I think I'm making a snowman though, because I just made some arms. I did a little stop motion-y quick thing showing you me making these tiny little arms, but they look like snowman arms. So that is all of the advents that we have and we've been doing. And other than that, it's been cozy time. I haven't been working, and Holly's got shifts, so she's on sometimes and different times of the day. Today she's on in the morning, but sometimes she's works from the middle of the night until 7 a.m. and so then I have to be quiet in the morning, and I was trying to remember some of my finger spelling to tell you what I was doing, but that was just me being silly. So should we open day 7? Here it is, day 7. Ooh, more white. This is a bit creamier, I would say. And again, this one feels like acrylic. I think a lot of time what she combines it with is like cotton or silk. But yeah, the fluffy one, it's got that acrylic-y feel. So yeah, I'll show you what this sock looks like at the moment, and then I will tell you about all of my I'll tell you about my gift knitting that is going rather poorly at the moment. So here it is, my advent sock so far. I'm doing a little bit of colour work to combine the colours. Yeah. It's a bit tighter here. I think this yarn was like a thinner yarn, so my gauge got tighter. I find that my gauge varies more based on how thick or thin the yarn is than what my needles are doing, oddly. So these are my advent socks, which I've been sort of keeping up with every day. But I am actually trying to do a load of gift knitting. The first thing that I'm doing is a Sophie scarf for my agent, and I'm doing this in Knitting for Olive compatible cashmere. And why, you ask, do I have half of a Sophie scarf here? Well, that's because of course I'm playing yarn chicken. So what I'm doing is I am doing from the tip on both ends, basically. So I've done up till the middle, and you're supposed to go, well, I don't want to give away the pattern because it's painful. It's a very simple pattern, so I'm making fun of myself. But I haven't made it quite as wide as it's meant to be made, because obviously this pattern, so you hold Knitting for Olive compatible cashmere double, and I think that it uses like 20 meters more than one ball of compatible cashmere. And it's like, come on guys, who's doing this? Who's doing this to us? Like, you know, I understand that not everyone's going to use the yarn that is called for in the pattern. And in fact, I think she calls for like a couple of different types of yarn. Like, it's not just compatible cashmere, but like, it's one of the options. And one of the options being something where you could make this scarf, but you will need an extra 10 meters of wool than one ball. I mean, come on. So I made it with, originally what I did was I made myself one. And I knew that I wouldn't have quite enough out of one ball. But I made it two-toned, so I made compatible cashmere on one side and I made this brushed alpaca on the other side. And then I finished it, I put it on, and I was like, the brushed alpaca is scratchier than the compatible cashmere, and that is going to bother me. It's not like the brushed alpaca is scratchy, but the fact that it's scratchier, you will always notice. And so I thought, I'm cutting it and grafting the cashmere one. So I ended up cutting it, making a new brushed alpaca one, but I knew I wouldn't have enough compatible cashmere, so I started from the other end. And because I'd already cut it and I would have to graft it anyways, well, I wouldn't have to graft it, I would be able to just keep knitting once I'd put the yarns together. But anyway, I started from the other end, is my point, when I made the other one. And I made that in compatible cashmere, and basically I just had to kind of increase a bit quicker. So one side's slightly different length than the other side, but that doesn't matter. So on this one, what I'm doing is I'm not increasing to the full width until I
until I get the second half to be this size. And then I might increase, but probably what I'll do is just stay at this slightly narrower width until I run out of yarn and graft it together. This is enough, hopefully, to graft it all together. So yeah, I'm working on the second half of this. This needs to be done to be gifted for Sunday. I'm still working on Holly's Christmas socks, and I haven't even finished the first one. This is an important Christmas knit that's not done yet. They're actually quite long, these socks. This is where the heel's going to go. This is a modified version of the Tree Farm socks. So yeah, I'm working on these. I still about halfway done with the foot, and then I will just do toe because Holly has very long feet. So I've got to finish that, and then I've got to do another one. I have a hat for my father, which is a Fair Isle felted hat, which I need to begin and then complete. I've completed one gift knit for my cousin, which is wrapped up and put away, so you won't even have seen it. It's just a short version of the hipster hat. No, of the Stockholm hat. Yeah. So it's not like the long one. It's kind of just sits on the head. I just did the same decreases as the Stockholm. And then I've got... What else do I have? I have it listed here. I've got to make the Sophie scarf, Holly's socks, my father a felted hat. I was planning on making my sister a Sophie scarf, but I haven't decided what yarn to use. I've got my Gnome Along, I've got my Advent socks, I've got my Advent cushion coming up, and then I'm planning to make Holly a festive hat as well, and I'm making a friend some socks just because I thought, oh, in gift knitting season I might as well just add a pair of socks on for fun. But they are Aran weight socks and they are so fluffy. But I'll show them to you on another day. For now, I hope you enjoyed this Vlogmas, and I will keep it up for next week, and I will see you then. See you later.